Hello and welcome back to Calmsden. It's really not good here. It's still been raining, hasn't really stopped. Starting to flood in places. Now that field of barley here has started to flood. It starts about here. I don't go too much further in than my boots, but you can probably see the water there. So nearly half this field is underwater at the moment. As long as it doesn't last too long, it won't probably do too much damage, but they're still saying at the moment that there's no end in sight and that it's just going to keep on raining. It's about January now, but it hasn't been really cold at all. Certainly not freezing, a bit strangely warm for the time of year. If we go down here, I can just show you. I think there's a bit of flooding out near our cattle grid there. And down here, it's quite bad. Let's go up on the bank a bit. We're getting that. Basically, it's flooded right down the road, almost to where our field is down there. And it's flooded the church. Today, by the look of it, it wasn't quite as bad as that yesterday. You could still just about drive through it, so I don't think the council have been out yet and put any signs out. So, but down there, where we've got to clean our ditch out, it does look not too bad, so we are still going to carry on with our job that we've got to do before we get in trouble with the Environment Agency, and to clean our ditch out. So we'll get up there. In fact, I think I'll drive around here. We did have to have a bit of a play with our digger to get it going. And it's basically moved from just over here at the moment to just in here. We didn't want to mess the ground up too much, so we've got it in here to give it a bit of a service and grease it all up and everything, and make sure everything's okay with it. So what I've got to do is go down the shop, because we've asked to borrow a trailer. I've got an old low loader down there which we're going to borrow to take this down the road. So we're going to nip down there, I think in the 6215. To pick up this low loader to put the digger on, so we can take it down to the river down there. get off to the shop. I think the road's flooded down there a little bit as well. So we're going to come across a little bit of water in a minute. That is quite deep there. And yeah, put some lights up there as well. People will see if it's night time. But that has got quite a bit deeper there, I think. It's getting quite bad actually. So anyway, we've spoken to these on the phone. Don't fancy getting out and getting too wet, but they know we're coming down to pick this straight up and get off with it again. They know we're busy and want to get on with what we've got to do. All the lights they put out are falling over. So we have serviced the digger now, that's ready to go, so we can load it straight up and take it down. Fire engine sitting there. Quite a few people out and about helping people. I think that digger is going to be a bit heavy for this trailer, but that's all they've got. And it's an old trailer that they've got, and I don't think they're too bothered if it gets broken. They told us not to try not to break it, but we're just carrying on with our normal work. So we'll get this loaded up. very slippery. Try and put a bit of the weight on the drawbar, not so much the wheels. Just lower that down a little bit. That is very shady. It's only just on the trailer. That is a very precarious load. Well, we'll get where we can with this. Hopefully enough off the main road, because that will just rip that main road to shreds. We'll see if we can get the turn to get round going this way. Council van there. Looks like they put some signs up down there now. So we'll try and get in here. So that's taken quite a few shunts, but we're in. So I'm not going to go too far in with this. Right, we're off. Managed to get it down here. Not quite sure how the trailer's done, we'll check that out later, but I'm not too bothered if this ends up having to stay here. Just leave it beside that building or something. Eventually, when we finish it. There's a bit of water here. I think we're going to start on the worst bit of this, which must be the other side of the bridge where it starts getting a bit thinner. I could have come down that way, but the ground is so wet that I was worried about sliding. And the last thing I want to do from that gateway is slide straight down into that river. So obviously this is going to take us a little while, so we'll crack on here for a little while and see how we get on. So we've come quite a way with it now, and I wasn't planning to do this all in one day, as it's quite a task. So I've pretty much had enough of it for today, so I'm going to leave the digger here. But what I'm going to do is, as it still turns sideways, right, that's far out that side, I'm going to leave that pushed up against there like that. So turn that off, so that ain't going to slide anywhere if I leave that like that. So when I've come back and have another go later, I've done quite a bit here. Nearly to the bottom, not far off. So we have done a fair bit down there. We've nearly got all that cleaned out nicely down there, so hopefully when we've finished we won't get in trouble. So we're going to carry on with that later, or tomorrow now probably, and that'll have that job done. I have just received a phone call from another farmer that's a little way away where the floods are a little bit worse, asking if he can use our barn, any of our barns, for his cows, or some, I think it's some beef cattle he's got, because he needs to move them desperately from where they are, and there's nowhere he can put them down there because all the ground's wet. So I shall see what we can do, but it definitely won't be here. We might have to modify one of our barns up at the arable farm to hold some animals. But I need to phone up and check if it's alright to actually do that, because of obviously what happened here. I need to clarify if that's alright. I'm assuming it would be, as that farm up there doesn't ever really have anything to do with animals, it's just this down here. But we'll see what happens with that one. So thanks very much for watching this episode. That's where we're going to be leaving it for this one. So thanks again, and catch you in the next one. Cheers!